He was an orphan, and on his first day with us, he picked a fight with me. My sisters, trying to protect him, ended up pinning me down and giving me a real beating. They told me to get out of the house, so I grabbed all my allowance money, packed a few clothes, and left in tears. My sisters figured I was just throwing a tantrum and would come back after a few days. They took Tommy to Disneyland for rides and toys, then headed up to Alaska for the Winter Wonderland, staying for 2 whole months. When they got back and heard I'd enlisted in the Army, they all lost it that day. After 7 years in the service, this was my first leave to come home. I'd excelled in boot camp, earning commendations left and right, and as I left the base, my sergeant suggested I bring some local specialties for the family to try. It was August, with the scent of blooming flowers in the air, and today happened to be my birthday again. I stood at the familiar front door, pausing for a moment before finally turning the knob. 7 years apart, and the house looked the same, just with a layer of unfamiliarity. No one was home. It felt like time had frozen in the past. I called each of my 3 sisters, but only my youngest sister picked up. "Hello." Her voice was so familiar, hitting me right in the ear. "Sis, it's me, Alex." "Alex? Scammers are getting bold these days." "Huh? Using my brother's name for some phone fraud?" "There've been tons trying video calls pretending to be Alex to scam money. Can't you come up with something new?" "Idiot. My little bro drowned himself 7 years ago." She didn't even let me finish before hanging up and blocking me. I let out a bitter laugh, set down the phone, and looked around. The family photo was still hanging on the wall. In it, I was grinning innocently, and my 3 sisters had those beautiful, generous smiles. Next to it was another picture of them with Tommy, taken who knows when. Tommy had grown up now. At 17, he had a stubborn look in his eyes, with a goofy grin. I picked up the phone and called my middle sister. Her voice came through cold. "Who is this?" "Sis, it's Alex." "Alex?" "Alex ran away 7 years ago. Who knows if he's dead out there somewhere. You scammers just don't quit." "Sis, it's really me. Remember when you stole Brandon's boxers?" "No one knows that but me." Brandon was our neighbor. My middle sister had crushed on him for years. Hearing that, she went silent, clearly on the edge of exploding. She took a deep breath, practically grinding her teeth. "Alex, you trying to die? I've warned you 1,000,000 times not to bring that up. You disappear for years, come back, and the first thing you do is rip open old wounds? What do you want?" I knew then she believed I wasn't a scammer. Actually, all 3 of my sisters had crushes on Brandon. My middle one stole his boxers. My youngest swiped his shoes from the clothesline. My oldest peeped on him in the shower. I paused and said, "I'm back, aren't I? It's my birthday today. I was thinking of taking you all out to eat." "Out to eat? You got money for that? Don't tell me you're out there bussing tables and think that's enough to come home acting all high and mighty. If you don't want to go out, I'll cook at home. Just tell our oldest and youngest, and Tommy too, come home for dinner." Tommy was like a half-brother to me. After 7 years of grinding in the barracks, I was 25 now, transformed body and soul. My middle sister clearly wasn't thrilled with me. She snorted coldly. 7 years, and you finally decide to come home? You think a meal makes up for all the pain we've been through because of you? Do you even know Tommy's in the hospital right now because of you? You'd be better off dead out there. I went quiet, guilt hitting hard. All these years I've been gone. The family must have been searching everywhere for me. "Sis, then I'll cook and bring it to the hospital." 7 years ago, I'd never humbled myself like this. As a kid, I'd always fight with my 3 sisters, and they'd team up to whoop me every time. Outmatched, I'd never back down, just run away for a few days and slink back. But that time, because of Tommy, my run turned into 7 years. Back then, I was young and dumb. My mistake, I owned it. From the other end, Tommy's young voice piped up. "Sis, is that big bro Alex? His cooking's the best. I love what Alex makes." I smiled, warmth filling me. "Tommy, Alex is going to cook right now and bring it to the hospital soon." My middle sister's tone softened a bit. "Hurry up then. Don't make Tommy wait too long." I whipped up the food, packed it, and rushed to the hospital. In the room, I saw my oldest, middle, and youngest sisters with Tommy, all playing Fortnite, laughing nonstop. I pushed the door open gently, carrying the takeout boxes. I greeted them with a smile. "Hey, sisters, Tommy. Today, I brought barbecue ribs, spicy buffalo wings, steamed salmon, sweet and sour chicken, chili con carne, and your favorites, spicy mac and cheese and fried rice." My oldest, middle, and youngest looked up at me for a second, then went right back to their phones. Tommy pointed to the side table. "Bro, just set it there. We're finishing this round." I nodded, laid out the food, the smells filling the room. About 10 minutes later, they set down their phones. We all sat around as siblings, my 3 sisters, each serving Tommy food. "Little bro, eat more protein. It'll help you heal faster." My oldest gently fed him a rib. My middle sister picked a piece of chicken, boned it, and put it in Tommy's bowl. My youngest grabbed a tender piece of salmon, carefully removing any bones, and held it to his mouth. Little bro, this is the best part. I got all the bones out. Eat up. As his big brother, I wanted to chip in. So I scooped some spicy mac and cheese into his bowl and said softly, Tommy, try some of this mac from your bro. Tommy was about to eat when my oldest stopped him. Little bro, your body's still recovering. No spicy stuff. My middle sister chimed in. Tommy's such a good boy. Listen to big sis, or she'll have to spank you. Her tone was scolding, but it was all care and spoiling. My youngest, sitting next to me, smacked me on the head. Big bro, you know our little one's in the hospital, and you still made 2 spicy dishes? You're so careless. I smiled awkwardly and took the mac back. During the meal, Tommy barely served himself. My 3 sisters took turns feeding him. After, my oldest wiped his mouth, my middle poured him water, and my youngest tidied his bed. They cared for Tommy like he was more than blood, down to every detail. I used to have scenes like this, warm and loving. They held me in their palms. No bully ever messed with me in school. I had 3 tiger mom sisters. They'd take on anyone. In school, my 3 sisters were known as the Appalachian Amazons. Tommy lay in bed, saying he'd already been to Disneyland and Alaska's winter spots, but he still wanted to see the Grand Canyon and Napa Valley, his eyes full of excitement. My oldest, middle, and youngest exchanged smiles, promising that once he was better, they'd take him to the Grand Canyon and Napa Valley. My oldest patted her chest in assurance. Little bro, when you're good to go, the whole family heads out. No spot missed. My middle added with a laugh, and we'll try all the local eats. My youngest looked at him tenderly. Anything to make you happy. We'd do it all. Tommy sighed. Sis, I feel pretty much better. Think I can get discharged? My oldest ruffled his hair fondly. Little bro, Doc says at least another week. My middle and youngest pulled out their phones, browsing travel guides and food recs, planning the trip. My oldest continued. But for this week, I can get you discharged or recover at home. The environment's better, and you can have our home-cooked meals every day. Tommy, hearing discharge, hugged my oldest tight and planted a big kiss on her cheek. You're the best. I love you so much. My middle and youngest crowded in, hands on hips. You little ingrate. Only buttering up big sis? What about our hard work? You rascal. Only kissing her. Why not me and middle sis? Their tones were teasing, but their eyes sparkled with joy. Tommy stuck out his tongue playfully, then gave each a hug and a peck on the cheek. An outsider, so close with my 3 sisters. He was 18 now, and all this hugging and kissing seemed out of line. I grumbled to myself, but didn't dare say it aloud. I quietly cleaned up the dishes and boxes. That's when my youngest smacked my head again. Big bro, do you know that while you were gone all these years, our little bro nearly died because of you? I was speechless. Sis, can't you stop hitting my head? How's my running away connected to Tommy? My youngest poked my forehead. Little bro got hit with severe anxiety, worrying about you all these years. Sleepless nights, dropping weight like crazy, and his heart started acting up. Doc said if it kept going, he could have dropped dead any time. Now that you're back, he can finally relax. Tommy and I weren't blood related. Was he really like this because of me? I wasn't buying it. My oldest and middle nodded along. Big bro, Tommy's been through a lot because of you. The whole family's worried. So from now on, you take good care of him. Don't make him fret anymore. My middle even wiped away tears. Big bro, Tommy's bond with you is deeper than blood brothers. You gotta make it up to him. No bullying the little guy. No more fights, got it? I nodded helplessly on the surface, but inside, something fell off. Tommy, with lipstick marks all over his face, grinned at me. Alex bro, you coming with us on a trip? My leave was short, so I politely declined. Tommy, vacation time's tight. I probably can't join the trip. Disappointment flashed in Tommy's eyes, but he smiled quick. Next time when you're not busy with work, we'll go together, okay? My oldest glared at me. You run off for 7 years, get used to waiting tables, or whatever crappy job, and now everything's busy? Nothing's more important than Tommy. He invited you sincerely. Go or don't. I planned to tell them about my 7 years in the Army, but her glare shut me up. My middle sister said flatly, Big bro, since you're back, you'll have to crash in the living room for now. Your old room's Tommy's. Tommy jumped in. Alex bro, take my room. I'll do the couch. It was yours originally. Me staying there's not right. My youngest grabbed Tommy's hand, concerned. No way. The couch is no good for rest, and your health's still iffy. Can't let you suffer. This leave was mainly to see my 3 sisters. Where I slept didn't matter. I'd head back to base after. Before leaving, my sergeant hinted at a big mission post leave, maybe stationed in the Rockies. Who knows when the next break would be? I never got why my oldest, middle, and youngest favored an outsider so much. But hey, with me gone, at least they'd have another brother to hang with. I smiled. Little bro, I'm not staying long anyway. Couch is fine. You just out of the hospital. How could I take your room? Stay put. My oldest rolled her eyes, sarcastic. Big bro, I know you're petty, saying he can have it, but inside you're fuming. Don't worry. Once he's better, he'll give it back. She pinched Tommy's cheek fondly. Little bro, when you're well, me and your other sisters are thinking of buying a bigger house. Then we all live together. What do you say? Tommy's eyes lit up, beaming. Really? Awesome. Finally my own room. You're the best. And you two too. You're all so good to me. I'll get better and repay you someday. No more worries. Living as a family sounds like heaven. My oldest, middle, and youngest smiled at each other, eyes full of warmth. My three sisters had spoiled Tommy like a king. During afternoon nap time, the room got stuffy. My oldest fanned Tommy gently. My middle told him a bedtime story. My youngest massaged him, straight out of royal court with a prince. I felt so out of place next to them. My oldest went to talk to the doc about Tommy's condition, got the green light, and the next morning, handled his discharge. On discharge day, my oldest made me carry Tommy on my back to the car. An 18-year-old guy. Healthy limbs, not disabled, but no, I had to piggyback him. For my oldest, it was family care. The whole family revolved around Tommy, treating him like their own son. That thought brought back how our parents died in a gas leak accident, leaving us 4 siblings to fend for ourselves. My oldest, middle, and youngest were triplets, just 16 then. To me, they weren't just sisters, they were moms. Since they had jobs to care for Tommy, they even hired a nanny for him. Tommy would sneak out to play while my oldest, middle, and youngest were at work. The nanny couldn't control him. The nanny vented to me that he was disobedient, always pranking her. Once, she even caught him sneaking around with my sister's stockings. Real creepy vibe. She thought Tommy was our blood brother. I told her he was an orphan my 3 sisters adopted. Hearing that, she got it. If he were blood, no way he'd do something so shameless and gross. The nanny started sticking up for me, saying my sisters were blinded, couldn't tell insider from outsider, close from distant. I kindly warned her not to tell my oldest, middle, and youngest about Tommy sniffing the stockings. She might lose her job. Her family wasn't well off. Her hubby was disabled, running a food cart, making barely $1,000 a month, plus supporting a college kid daughter. The nanny asked if I was single. She wanted to introduce her daughter. I said I'd enlisted, not thinking about that yet. Time didn't allow. Hearing I was military, she lit up even more. Auntie, don't joke. My leave ends soon. Back to base, who knows when next. The nanny beamed maternally, just like my late mom. Alex, I pegged you as reliable right away. Responsible stand-up guy. With your character, you'd be great. If my daughter marries you, it'd be her luck. After she graduates and works a few years, I'll introduce you. I scratched my head, unsure how to decline politely. With her so earnest, I just smiled and nodded. After a month at home, I went to Tommy's room, my old one, and pulled out a big box from under the bed. I dragged it to the living room and opened this 7-year dusty suitcase. Inside were my old clothes from 7 years ago and some toys. That's when my oldest, middle, and youngest got home from work, saw me messing with my stuff, and crowded around. My oldest picked up red boxers. These little undies. We 3 made them for your 10th birthday from our own scarves. Mom praised us back then. My middle grabbed a toy. This was for your 14th. I sold lemonade on the street to buy it. My youngest pulled out a journal. This was my gift for your birthday. It logs your growth since Mom and Dad passed. Every day, you'd note family stuff, rain or shine, up to your 18th. Looking at these memory-filled items, my eyes welled up. My 3 sisters recalled the warm times with parents and the hard years after. Their eyes teared too. That's when Tommy came out of his room, saw us 4 together, and looked visibly annoyed. I caught that subtle glare. He immediately hugged my oldest, burying his head in her chest. My oldest grunted from the impact, then teased, "You little rascal, that hurt." Tommy grinned playfully. "Sorry, sis. I just missed you too much." My middle pinched his cheek lightly. "You only hug big sis, what about me?" Tommy let go of my oldest and buried his head in my middle sister's chest, pressing closer. My youngest pouted. Tommy hugged her next. The nanny shook her head at the scene. I couldn't watch anymore and said, "Tommy, you're 18 now. Keep some distance from the sisters. Guys and girls shouldn't be that touchy, especially no blood ties." Tommy froze, let go of my youngest, and put on a pitiful look. "Sorry, Alex bro. I'll watch it next time." Just for calling Tommy out, My three blood sisters launched into educating me. My oldest said I didn't get family. My middle accused me of stirring the pot, saying blood didn't matter. My youngest called me overreacting, jealous of their care for Tommy. They tag-teamed me with words, leaving me speechless. 3 fierce stares pinned me down, and 1 sneaky, smug glance, Tommy's. His lips curled up like he was loving it. My good intentions got twisted. My oldest, middle, and youngest didn't appreciate it all. For a moment, I didn't want to say more. Their eyes were only on Tommy. My oldest pointed at the suitcase. Big bro, everything in there is what we 3 bought you with our money. What are you doing pulling it out now? We spoiled you rotten growing up, so why are you getting jealous of your little brother and digging up all this old stuff? To show off how good we were to you? You're so small-minded, at 25, competing with an 18-year-old. My middle backed her. Big bro, don't get me started. I'm disappointed too. My youngest said coldly. Your stuff's all there, right? If you don't want the living room, grab it and go. After you ran away for 7 years, we treated you like you weren't our brother anyway. I just wanted to look at my old things, but got bombarded by my 3 sisters. Were they still my sisters? That's when my oldest remembered something and asked the nanny, Auntie, where our stockings from the other day go? Did you toss them? Tommy's face stiffened noticeably. The nanny knew Tommy stole them, but couldn't say. Maybe I accidentally threw them. Were they pricey? You can deduct it from my pay. No biggie, lost is lost. But don't next time. Those were our Balenciaga ones, worn once could wash and reuse. The nanny smiled apologetically. My oldest turned to me. I see. Big bro, need me to spot you cash for a hotel? I said flatly, no need. In that moment, it was like 7 years ago, that summer of arguments and blame, all on me. I didn't fight or yell like before, just quietly packed a suitcase and walked out of this once warm, now cold home with it in hand. Night wind bit, streetlights dim, my shadow stretched long. 7 years ago's resolve mixed with today's helplessness. The heartache was indescribable. In the barracks facing brutal training, I never cried. But now, tears welled silently. A stray cat at the corner meowed softly, like consolation. What I didn't expect was Tommy chasing after me. Alex bro, don't go, it's cold out. Whatever it is, let's talk at home. Were you heading this late? Tommy's tone dripped fake concern. My 3 sisters came chasing right after him. My oldest grabbed Tommy's arm, scolding, little bro, forget him, come back with me. The night's chilly, don't catch cold. My middle urged, yeah, little bro, you're delicate. Ignore him. Big bro's always loved running off since he was little. Let him. My youngest draped her jacket over Tommy. For a split second, I hoped they'd have a change of heart, pull me back, even a soft word to stay. Their eyes stayed on Tommy, not even glancing my way. Behind them, I saw the nanny watching, gesturing at me. I turned and saw, from the corner, a long-haired girl under the streetlight, stopping her electric scooter in front of me. She got off, checked her phone, then me, and whispered, "You're the Alex my mom mentioned? She said you fought with family. She sent me to pick you up to stay at our place." Now I got the nanny's gestures and winks, like she was thrilled I'd been kicked out. The girl took my suitcase and put on the scooter. This caught my 3 sisters' attention. My oldest sneered, "Oh, found a new ride? With a scooter girl, looks pretty cute." My middle scoffed, my youngest eye rolled. "No wonder you're leaving late. Got a girlfriend." Didn't want to stay home. Just say it instead of causing drama. The girl had my 3 sisters' attitudes, puzzled. If my mom hadn't said they're your blood sisters, I wouldn't believe it, the way they treat you. That kid looks shady anyway. Don't worry. Our place is small but warmer than here. Come on, ignore them. Without asking if I wanted to, she pulled me onto the scooter, turned the key, and drove off. Glancing back at the fading house, lights still on, my 3 sisters' figures grew colder in the glow. Sitting beside her, she felt warm. A fresh scent wafted from her. Hitting a speed bump, the scooter jostled. I instinctively grabbed her waist. She stiffened but said nothing, her face flushing red. Her stomach was flat. Through thin clothes, I felt her warmth. My heart raced. In a daze, she spoke. "Dude, you can let go now? If my mom hadn't vouched for you, this would be harassment. Whatever. You're cute. I'll let it slide." I smiled awkwardly, about to release, when a stray cat darted out. She swerved hard to avoid it. The cat was safe, but in the turn, her head whipped around, and inertia smashed our lips together. She slammed the brakes. Wiping her mouth, she slapped my face. "You perv." I turn, and you can't even lean away? If my mom hadn't told me you're a decent guy, you'd get more than a slap. Move your head over. If you kiss me again, you have to marry me. Huh? I was all question marks. Her first part made sense. The last I thought I misheard. She chuckled. "My mom wants to set me up," said you're military. You seem okay. Qualified to date me. Isn't this rushing things? I don't even know your name. This is too hasty, isn't it? She restarted the scooter, driving on. I'm Mia Thompson. We're poor, but after I graduate, I'll get a good job. We'll work hard. Things will improve. Look, tonight's moon's so full, like fate tying us together. If you're good to me, I'm not afraid of hardship. And don't you dare look down on my disabled dad, or I'll be mad. I thought, Mia's so direct. Just like her mom, straightforward. If my parents were alive, they'd like her spunk. My folks were senior engineers at the gas company. That day, a leak hit. They rushed in first but never came out. With them died their colleagues, whose kid became an orphan, Tommy Hayes. Tommy's parents once saved my 3 sisters' lives. The sisters were playing by the river. My middle sister fell in. My oldest and youngest couldn't swim, but jumped in anyway. Nearly drowned too. Luckily, Tommy's parents were fishing nearby and used their rods to pull them out. Asking around, turns out the families knew each other. To repay the favor after Tommy's parents died, and he went to an orphanage, my 3 sisters decided to adopt him and treat him like their own brother. All the way, Mia chattered nonstop. I responded to everything. We reached her place, a rural spot in the suburbs. She carried the suitcase inside. The house was simple but spotless. We just got one big bed platform, no private rooms. For your leave, you'll have to make do here. Rural life is basic compared to the city. Her dad was asleep on the bed, face flushed. He'd probably had a drink. Mia laid out bedding for me. Rest early. Don't wake Dad. She gave me slippers and a basin of water. The place is humble but clean. Wash up and sleep. I thanked her, washed my feet, and got under the covers. Mia turned off the light and lay down quietly beside me. In the middle of the night, I felt something heavy on me. I reached out and felt Mia's head. She was sprawled over my blanket. I didn't have the heart to wake her, so I just let her pin me down until I finally passed out from exhaustion. Morning came with the sound of rural birds and roosters waking me. I opened my eyes to see Mia had flipped around, her feet resting on my face. I gently moved them. Her dad was already out, probably off to town with his food cart early. I looked for a bathroom inside, but found none, so I checked the yard and found an outhouse in the back. That classic outhouse smell hit me hard. I held my breath and did my business. When I came out, my face was red from holding it in. The fresh air felt amazing. It was the first time a trip to the bathroom nearly killed me. Back inside, Mia was up, folding blankets on the bed. I went to help, and mine came out military neat, like a perfect block. Mia's eyes widened. Dude, home blankets don't need to be that perfect. How am I supposed to store it like that? After breakfast, Mia fed the chickens in the yard. I was bored, so I pitched in. Around 9, the nanny came back. Seeing me, she grinned from ear to ear, looking at me like I was her own son. Alex, our place is basic. Are you comfortable? I nodded, smiling. It's great. The village is quiet, no cars. I slept soundly. Inside, I thought, your daughter was on top of me all night. She slept like a log. The nanny's smile grew good. Mia didn't hassle you, did she? Mia pouted. Mom, what are you talking about? Why would I hassle him? You make me sound mean. The nanny was home because my 3 sisters had given her time off. They took Tommy traveling. She handed me her phone with a knowing grin. Alex, this is a sneaky video of Tommy I took. Check it out. This kid's a little freak, no boundaries, totally gross. Mia dropped her chores, curious, and leaned in to watch. I scrolled through. There were dozens of clips, each one wilder than the last. It started with Tommy stealing my sister's stockings. Then it escalated to him sniffing their underwear. He even peeked in the bathroom while they showered. The mystery stains in their high heels? All Tommy's doing. Mia's eyes bulged in shock, whispering, This is too creepy. The nanny sighed. See? Having a pest like that at home, it's impossible to guard against. Your 3 sisters are clueless, ignoring their own blood brother to spoil an outsider. They'll regret it. That night, we sat around the heated bed platform while the nanny boiled hot dumplings. The lights were bright, and the room was cozy. After eating, I tried to wash the dishes, but Mia shoved me away. Mom's home, and you're washing dishes? Do you want her to yell at me? Back off. At bedtime, Mia sprawled on top of me again in the middle of the night. The difference was this time she somehow wormed her way into my covers. At first, I thought it was a dream. My hand landed on her, but Mia was clinging to me tightly. Shifting was tough. The next morning, Mia woke up first. I'm a night owl. I stay up late and sleep in heavily, so my arms were still wrapped tightly around her waist. She woke up and yelped. Ah! I was startled awake, our eyes locking, so close I could feel her sweet breath on my face. The nanny heard the scream and came in, laughing. Girl, why are you screaming? Mom, look, he slept in my covers. Honey, I'm the one who snuck your blanket away last night. You crawled into his yourself, and now you're blaming Alex." The nanny chuckled and went to the kitchen to cook. The expression on Mia's face was priceless. She sighed dramatically. "Fine, we're going to be family eventually anyway." She was surprisingly open-minded. Treating me like we were already together, she hugged me and pressed her face against mine. "I'm your girlfriend now. You can't like anyone else, or I'll castrate you." "Whoa, talk is one thing, but keep your hands to yourself, okay?" She grinned. "Cutie, you have an 8-pack? Nice. I like fit guys." After a month at the nanny's, feelings grew. Sharing a bed every night, I really fell for her. On days when her folks were out, we'd cuddle nonstop, never getting enough kisses. When my leave was over, I promised Mia that the next time I was discharged, I'd marry her. We both cried that day, hating to part ways. Before I left, I sent the videos of Tommy to my 3 sisters. That month, Tommy had been posting nonstop on Instagram and Twitter, having the time of his life. I wonder what my 3 sisters would think after seeing those clips. 3 years later, I mustered out of the Army. In those years, Mia graduated from college and got a job in the city, commuting by a local bus. I didn't go back to my old house first. I went to Mia's. I didn't even tell my sisters I was back. The very next day, Mia and I went to town and got our marriage license. A rural wedding is simple. A few tables of barbecue, a host for the ceremony, and you're done. After 10 years in the Army, I transitioned to the city's police department as a SWAT deputy captain. I had planned to buy a house in the city, but Mia loved the rural life. So, with her mom's input, we decided to build a 2-story home right there. Mia and I took the upstairs, her folks the downstairs. I gave her mom the cash, over $1 million on the card. Her mom couldn't stop grinning, calling me the best son-in-law ever. The new house was finished quickly, the first of its kind in the village. The neighbors were envious, and her mom bragged about me everywhere she went. Her dad still took his food card out, but not for the money anymore. It was a hobby. Even on slow days, he'd come home happy, knowing his capable son-in-law and daughter had everything covered. I bought a car, and Mia and I commuted together. Life was sweet. One day at SWAT, I got a new assignment: apprehend a murderer. When I saw the photo, my heart sank. It was Tommy. Reading his file, it all clicked. This Tommy was an imposter. His real name was Derek Vance. He had killed the real Tommy Hayes. 10 years back, Derek and the real Tommy entered the orphanage on the same day. Unlike Derek, the real Tommy was mild-mannered and dressed like a rich kid. Derek buddied up with him, and when he heard my sisters were going to adopt Tommy, jealousy took over. He set a fire to destroy the orphanage's records. In the chaos, he dragged the real Tommy out and pushed him down a well. Derek's one mistake was that as he fell, Tommy managed to grab the name tag right off his clothes. That single name tag cracked open a 10-year-old secret. After that, Derek played innocent and swapped identities back at the orphanage. The orphanage used name tags because there were too many kids to keep track of. Both boys were new, and the staff was short-handed and disorganized. No one noticed the switch. Derek, as Tommy, was adopted by my sisters and enjoyed the life that should have been the real Tommy's. Now he was 21, old enough for the death penalty. That fire had killed over a dozen innocent kids, while Derek walked free. He was evil to the core, ruthless even as a kid. I called my wife and told her to pick up the car from my office after work and not to wait for me, as I had a mission. With 2 undercover officers, I went to my sister's house, what was once my home, too. As I walked in, I saw my 3 sisters gathered around the couch, massaging Tommy. I gave the signal, "Take him." The undercover officers moved quickly, cuffing Derek. My oldest, middle, and youngest saw me and were stunned. "Big bro, is that you?" I thought they'd hate me, but instead, the moment they saw me, they all started crying. "Big bro, you're alive. Thank God." "Big bro, are these your buddies? Is this some kind of joke, cuffing our little brother? Make them stop." I shook my head and told them the truth. My 3 sisters froze. They had been duped for a decade. A flood of rage, grief, and regret washed over them. Without a word, they rushed Derek and beat him senseless. Derek spat blood but sneered, his eyes filled with venom. "You 3 idiots, so what if you know? You still served me for 10 years. My only regret is that I didn't get a taste of you. But your undies and stockings? I love him, huh?" His laugh was twisted and manic. Now I understood why. 3 years ago, I never got a reply about the videos. They must have figured Derek was just going through puberty, curious about women and their things. They thought it was no big deal and chose to forgive him. But now, knowing he wasn't Tommy, they completely lost it. They pummeled him again, roaring with rage. My oldest grabbed an ashtray and bashed his head until he was bleeding. My middle sister shattered his nose with a vase. My youngest kicked him in the groin with all her might. He was definitely crushed. Derek's screams echoed through the living room. I stepped in. That's enough. Any more, and he'll be dead. Take him away. Derek was hauled off. I sat on the couch and looked at my 3 disheveled sisters. The real Tommy is buried next to his parents, if you want to visit. Also, I'm married. My wife is our old nanny's daughter. When you've calmed down, you can come to Blissville to meet your sister-in-law. With that, I left. A week later, my wife and I were having a barbecue in our yard. My 3 sisters were coming over. Mia fanned the grill while I turned the rotisserie chicken. Her face was smudged with soot. I put down the tongs and wiped her face with a wet wipe. My dear wife, your face looks like a little raccoon. She giggled, then kissed me. I hugged her and planted a loud smooch on her cheek. Just then, my 3 sisters walked in. Ah, look at you 2 lovebirds, they teased. Sis-in-law, I got you an LV bag. Hope you like it. My oldest handed the bag to Mia. My middle sister gave her a jade necklace, and my youngest gave her a pair of agate earrings. I held out my hand, smiling. Sisters, where's my gift? They all said in unison, in your dreams. You get nothing. They were kidding, of course. They gifted me a car, though from the style, it seemed more like a gift from Mia. A year later, Mia got pregnant. My 3 sisters became her personal nannies. To fully focus on their sister-in-law, they bought the neighbor's house and moved to the countryside full-time. They even had the place completely renovated. On the day of Mia's delivery, mother and baby were both safe and sound. My sisters bustled around, their faces beaming with happiness. The way they doted on her, you'd think Mia was their wife. For the baby's 1-month party, my mother-in-law set up a dozen barbecue tables in the village. The baby was left in the care of my 3 sisters and my mother-in-law, while Mia and I went on vacation. In a beach house, I held my wife, watching the sunset dip below the horizon. The sea breeze was soft, and my heart was full of gratitude. Wife, I love you. I love you too, hubby. We hugged each other tightly, feeling our hearts sink and our lips met. At that moment, the waves lapped gently against the sand, and the cries of distant gulls filled the air. The evening glow of the sunset illuminated our faces.